And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Contract Crunchers. This is episode 2 already. We're making good progress, and
Ye-
I'm here with Sai.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Making good progress indeed.
Oh yeah,
Pleasure to be here. We're going over the running back market today.
as promised.
Special thanks to the Jason Taylor Foundation as always for hooking us up with the
Of
equipment and
course,
everything, and then also the Career and Sports Club at Cypress Bay, our high school.
yes, they really clutched up for us. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into it. So first we have the Miami Dolphins. 70-20 versus the Broncos. Crazy game. Was that the game? Didn't leave till the last kneel by Mike White. But this game really proved to everyone that you don't need to pay one running back like a Dalvin Cook or a Jonathan Taylor a lot of money to get good production from your running backs. It's a luxury at this point. It's not a necessity. So going over the first running back that popped off on that day, Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, yeah. Talking on that 70-20 game, usually you think if 72 points, you think they're just like throwing the ball every single time, throwing a Hail
Not what
Mary out
happened
there.
at all.
Very balanced offense.
Yeah,
I mean, there was Tua was dealing with the ball, but also it was just a clinic from both
Mike.
of our running backs.
Yeah, and Mike McDaniel's called a great game that day. That day.
Great game, great game.
All right.
But giving them the outside zone runs, the inside zone runs, it all worked out for us.
Broncos couldn't stop us.
But yeah, the first running back that we wanted to highlight was
Raheem Mostert.
Raheem
He
Mostert.
rides that wave very well.
hmm
All right, so basically, he was signed by the Dolphins in 2023, I believe. He's making a base salary of 1.65 million, which is not much, and his signing bonus was 650,000, which from the production he gave us last year, the steal it really is. But this year we signed him for how? Like we were signing for not that much either. Um,
Yeah, I do think he was a solid running back for us last year with Jeff Wilson in there as
that was
well.
good 1-2 punch.
1 2 punch, yeah.
Yeah,
But this year he really just took a step forward in terms of running, I believe. And that contract that we gave him with the 2 years, 5.6 million seems to be a steal. And the way it's structured is really good as well because I believe there's a team option the second year, so they
hmm
can just cut him with minimal dead cap
yeah.
space.
So we're not losing anything if he doesn't produce at all this year, but he is.
Yeah, so there's an out right after this year, but obviously they're not gonna take that out.
Yeah, no,
But the potential out that they have is 2024, where they pay him for 1 year, the year that he's playing right now.
2.8,
And then the dead cap is only 650,000.
which is not that bad
Not bad at all.
at all. But this year he's expected just a guaranteed salary in his contract is 2.2 million guaranteed, which for his production he's producing is really, really, really good. So we don't see that with many running backs. Like you see some rookie running backs producing good, like good stats, but you don't see someone who's 31, 32 years with this much tread on their tires producing four, let's say, four TDs in a game and six TDs in the season
Yeah,
in 3 games. It's unheard of.
it's a,
Well,
it's
maybe
a,
not, but like
it,
now it is.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's unheard of, but it's definitely a lot of production for someone that's being that paid that much. And it goes to show that you don't have to get that much money
For a good running back.
for a good running back.
Just
Exactly.
needing a good line
Yeah, yeah. I
or a
mean, they're the
good
ones
good
blocking,
scheme.
making the holes and everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I think he's really solidified himself in Miami as running back one. I don't think that's something to be questioned. But
not at all.
the rookie that's making himself up, or the second running back we're going to highlight today.
203 yards, amazing game.
Yes,
He out of Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Devon A-Chain. I think he wants us to pronounce his name A-Chan, not Chain. I don't know why. He came out in a presser after the game wanting that. But so Devon A-Chan, 4 year, 5 mil, give or take. This first year is making 750 base salary and 238 signing bonus, which for the production he put last game was not bad.
Not bad at all. I wouldn't say that's bad at all.
Yeah,
But
no.
it's a rookie contract. It's not like they gave him an extension or something. He's a
Yeah,
rookie,
no.
so he's on that rookie contract.
And everything he is just completely guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. He was picked in the third round by the Dolphins, 81st pick, something like that.
Yeah, 81st, 81st. Yeah, there you go.
81st. Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah.
Or 84th. My
Give or
bad.
take, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But the contract there isn't that high. And so with the amount of money that they paid him, it's just really nice to see 203 yards, 4 touchdowns. And really there's no outs on this contract.
No, I mean, it's a rookie contract, so
Yeah.
he's making more and more money each year from 7 to 9 to 1.2 to 1.4. But if he's still producing 200 yards a game, probably not. But if he's still producing a good chunk, it's really good money. And why go out and pay for a Dalvin Cook if you could draft a Devon Achane and sign a Raheem Mostert, re-sign a Raheem Mostert for less than the whole Jonathan Taylor? You get two for the price of one, and you still have a lot of money remaining. And this is what Dolphins did really good at. I mean, we also have Ahmed, who's making barely any, and Jeff Wilson, who's making a bit more than Mostert. So we have four really decent running backs, which in a good scheme could produce a lot. And that's what we've been seeing with the Dolphins. Consistent production by all the running backs because of the scheme fit, and the O line is really producing holes for them. So we basically see any running back can produce under a good scheme. Very, very good.
Yeah, I agree with
O
that.
line.
Savon Ahmed, he's a undrafted player out there,
Yeah.
just looking like Tyreek Hill if he was a running back out there.
Yeah, he's shifty. He's shifty.
But yeah, I do agree with you. And I think there's a good example to be seen with the Miami Dolphins in terms of their running back. Do you really need to pay someone to get production?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, Devon Achane, he is getting paid like 800K, like we said. But
Yeah, not much.
Jeff Wilson, who's currently on IR, was supposed to be the running back two of this
He'll be
offense.
back week 4.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the running back two of this offense. Paid him $3 million, which is a good amount of money. $2 million more than Devon Achane.
Yeah.
And Devon Achane is just producing out there. So do you really need to pay Jeff Wilson that much? That comes into question.
I mean, it's a 2 mil or 3 mil. I mean, it's still not a ton of money. So you're still saving a good amount.
Yeah, but it still goes to show
need-
that it's a luxury.
Yeah.
Even that tiny of a contract is something that the teams are trying to avoid right now and just pay with running backs, rookie running backs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you see Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs going in the first round because it's just cheaper to buy a running back and then dump them 4 or 5 years later, than go out and and pay for a Jonathan Taylor because it's just so much easier. And like you have a new running back without any tread on their tire. Besides their college years, they're brand new to it and they barely get injured. Not barely, but they have a less risk getting injured. So it's just much easier on the money, and it's not a liability as much because you're not paying them nearly as much.
Yeah. I mean, I think teams see it as like getting an elite running back right after. Running backs don't really have that adjustment period per se as other positions do. You see tight end, they take 3 years to fully develop in the NFL. But running back right out of the gate, you see Jahmyr Gibbs, you see Bijan Robinson, they look like they're ready to play in the NFL. So call it. So teams are just looking at this and they're going, all right, let me give me an elite running back for 4 years, and we'll see what we have to do. If he asks for too much, we can show him the gate right out, and then we can go get another one in the draft again.
And if the running back that you pick doesn't work out, you could just dump him. Like, simple as that. You're not going to lose that much money in dead cap. And you're simply cutting your losses. And the losses are not that big because they're a rookie. So it's just the obvious choice for some. Others, like the Jets, they went out and got a Dalvin Cook. And they're paying him $7 million this year for the production he's doing. I think he definitely has less yards than Achane, and the Dolphins could have got him. He probably would have produced in the offense very well, but so would have any other running back. So why pay $7 million or whatever he wanted for someone who's going to produce the same as a Devon or a Raheem or a Ahmed? So it makes no sense to spend that much money when you could allocate those funds into paying your QB, paying your wide receiver, just paying an O line to better protect for the QB or better make lanes for your running back. So yeah, I mean, so the base salary for what's the name for Dalvin is one, and the what's the name and the per game, sorry, and the cap hit is $7 million. So it makes no sense for at least the Dolphins to have gone out and gotten a Dalvin because although the fans wanted him, he's a household name, give or take. It just doesn't make sense money wise and production wise because they were on the same production from another running back for much, much cheaper. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Going into the Dalvin Cook situation, he's with the Jets now. Obviously, he got a better contract from the Jets. He wanted to be with the Dolphins. That's his hometown place, but he went to go play for the Jets because they threw more money at him.
yeah, 5.8 million guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot of guaranteed money. I don't think the Dolphins were willing to do that. But seeing how he's playing with the Jets right now, he is splitting carries down the line with Brees Hall.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect situation of don't pay your running back too much because Brees Hall he's doing really good.
Yeah, and he's a rookie as well.
Yeah, he's
Second
on
year
that rookie
rookie.
contract. He's second round pick, pick, 36th overall pick. I want to say.
Yeah. I mean he's making like probably less way less than Dalvin and a bit more than
Yeah,
like HM.
I mean on the rookie yeah, just like a 1 mil around, I would say,
Yeah.
and that's 7 times less than Dalvin Cook. Why would you want to pay Dalvin Cook that much? I think the Jets in this situation they had to go for that high paying running back in order to appease
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah, yeah. They brought in Alan Lazard from the
See,
Packers.
we're just too good. We said Aaron Rodgers the same time.
Yeah,
We're just
worth it,
too good.
worth it. But Aaron Rodgers obviously asked for Alan Lazard and then Randall Cobb
Randall
as
Cobb, yeah.
past players that played with him
And
within the
that's why
Packers.
Aaron Rodgers took a salary cut.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like, better the team around me, even if it's more expensive and you have to throw money at players that maybe are a luxury.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna take the salary hit. I'm gonna take a cut so
yeah.
that you can do that for me.
And then week one, poor guy, towards Achilles.
Yeah, yeah,
That was, I think, really, really sad. But it goes to show you because the Vikings cut him because he's just too much. 12.6 average salary, 5 years, 63 mil. They just couldn't afford him anymore. I mean, and now they're 0-3, but they're still producing really good numbers. Justin Jefferson probably the best numbers for a wide receiver. Kirk Cousins, most touchdowns,
yeah. They're
most
gonna have to
yards
pay.
by QB.
They're gonna have to be Justin Jefferson
Exactly.
down the line, and Cook. Just it wasn't that they couldn't pay him necessarily. I
He
just
was
think,
getting old, injuries, shoulder injuries,
yeah, and
so it just didn't make sense to pay
just
him
became a
anymore.
luxury
Yeah,
at one point.
and Alexander Madison, he's pretty young, 23, 25, and he's I think on his rookie contract, so it makes more sense
Yeah, I think so too.
to just pay him a younger running back with less tread on their tires, less years in the league for someone. Just makes more sense to keep Madison, although he's not performing as well this season. Fantasy owners would know. They thought he was a breakout candidate, but he's a much safer option. He's not a liability to the team like Dalvin Cook. Because if Dalvin Cook gets injured, there's so much dead cap there, and then you can't go out and get a better running back, or even pay you can't pay Justin Jefferson as you were saying, side. So it was
Yeah,
just smart by the Vikings to cut your losses. I mean, it was a big loss, but just cut him.
yeah.
And yeah,
It wasn't that he wasn't producing. He was still getting. He was 1,000 yards plus rusher for them. He
yeah,
kept producing. That was not the issue. It was just the amount of money at
and
the end of
age,
the
yeah.
day.
I mean, now he's what's his name per game he's playing. He's $70,000, 1.2 throughout the whole season. And honestly, you're paying $70,000 to have Dalvin Cook just sit on the bench, split carries with Brees Hall, a much younger, better, faster running back. And yeah, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, guaranteed money still at like 5.8. That's high. $5.8 million guaranteed for a running back is high, especially with the amount of injuries that he's had.
Yeah, a lot
And
of shoulder injuries.
yeah, yeah. Moving on to another situation, we can go into Austin Eckler's contract with the Los Angeles
Yeah,
Chargers.
he was one of the voices speaking out saying running backs have to get paid more because GMs are not wanting to pay these running backs anymore not because they're not good, just because they're getting older and the injuries. So Austin Eckler's been a very vocal key point of that campaign. So going to Austin Eckler's specifics, he signed a 4 year, $24.5 million contract with a $6 million signing bonus, and he wanted an extension this year, and he wanted to get traded as well. However, they worked out a restructure in his contract, and most likely next year he's not going to be with the team. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. So he's going to be gone. And Joshua Kelly, his the rookie out of UCLA, is gonna be next up. He's still on his rookie contract. His the last year of his rookie contract. So even maybe not. Maybe both of them will be on the team, depending how much Joshua Kelly wants. Right now, Joshua Kelly is making basically a million a year, 4 years, 4 mil signing bonus with $780,000. So Joshua Kelly right now is not making much, but maybe neither of them will be with the team next year if they ask for a lot. Austin Eckler, he'll most likely not be with the team, or maybe get traded at the trade deadline. Same with Joshua Kelly, because they can't afford having Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, who just got injured, I believe, and Keenan Allen, and a Joshua Kelly if he wants a lot, or and Austin Eckler when he's gonna ask for a lot. So right now, Austin Eckler most likely not with the team next year.
Yeah, but you can understand Austin Eckler's point of view because he's being paid $6 million. He just wants a contract extension where he knows he's secure and he's getting much more money for the person he is and what he deserves because he's people are taking him first overall, I think, in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, I love him for the fantasy.
Yeah, I mean he's good at catching, he's good at running.
Always scores touchdowns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's he's a dual threat. He attacks in the passing game, and he's a great running back, and he's only getting paid $6 million. But looking into a recent contract with Christian McCaffrey, he's getting paid 4 years, $64 million. It's almost like, why am I getting half of the amount that Christian McCaffrey is?
No, yeah, he deserves probably what Christian is making because I mean Christian, although I think Christian McCaffrey is definitely a bit better than him.
Yeah, I do think that McCaffrey is a better player,
Both are really good.
but in the market that's happening right now, he doesn't deserve to get what 3/8 of the contract that Christian McCaffrey is getting per year.
Yeah, I mean Austin Eckler is 28, Christian McCaffrey is 27. No, yeah,
Similar ages, similar around the
yeah,
same age.
27. Yeah. So people don't have much tread on their tires. Christian McCaffrey has a history of a certain injury, so a team is less likely to pay Christian McCaffrey because of his injuries. I mean, injuries happen to everyone. Like everyone tears their ACL. Not everyone, but it happens. So people and GMs account for this, and that's why um, only 30 million is guaranteed for Christian McCaffrey, whereas I mean his whole contract's 60 mil. It's only half of it's guaranteed because they expect him to get injured. So they don't want to be like out in the dust on the side of the street without a running back and out $60 million. This way they only out $30 million, which is still a lot of money, but much less than they would be if it's fully guaranteed. So that was their thought process when when they gave him that contract.
Yeah, yeah, it's unfair for the running backs, but I do believe that the Chargers management did a great job there not paying for the running back, seeing as how rookie running backs are just hooking in the NFL. But going into a team that did cave with the running back, the New York Giants, Joe Schoen, he
Yeah,
did in fact give Saquon Barkley a
1 year deal for $10 million, 8 million. Listen, yeah, 8 million the base salary and $2 million signing bonus. I believe it's all guaranteed except for $900,000, which is it's not bad. I mean, if he gets 11 total touchdowns and a playoff berth, he gets another 300. If he gets 1,350 rushing yards and a playoff berth, that's another 300,000. If he gets 65 plus receptions and a playoff berth, that's another 300,000. So he's not making a little amount of money. He's still making a good amount of money. But compare what Christian's making. How much is that a year?
16 million.
16. 10 compared to 16. And Saquon does have a history of injuries, which, I mean, he's injured right now. He's doubtful to play this Sunday. And yeah, I mean, that was
Yeah,
a high ankle sprain, I believe, in week 1 or 2.
yeah,
So it makes sense for teams not to splurge on a running back because they get injured so easily. And
yeah.
especially if you're injury prone, it makes no sense to pay at least a full term, like a long contract that's fully guaranteed to an injury prone running back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the reason they're so injury prone is because they're literally running right to the defense.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's their
they're,
job.
they're putting their life on the line, and
Yeah,
that's the argument that Austin Eckler is making, that they are putting their bodies on the line, their concussions, their ankles, their legs, everything on the line just to gain an extra yard or two, and that's their job. So Christian, along with most of the other running backs in the league, believe they should be getting paid more because they're risking their bodies, and the running backs retire early. Like Barry Sanders, he retired when he was in his prime. He couldn't deal with all the strain on his body, and that's why you see running backs just like Ezekiel Elliott getting like just not being as good because they get bad early because of all the wear and tear they have. So that's why GMs like Joe Schoen, that's how you pronounce it?
yeah, Joe Sean.
Yeah, love the name. That's how it's. That's why they're not paying Saquon what they're paying Christian McCaffrey. Although he might deserve it. Without Saquon, they don't make the playoffs last year. But he's injured. He's injured.
I
Injury
mean,
prone.
I think the reason that they didn't want to give him such a contract, he's a number two overall pick. Just a couple of years removed from that. He's a great,
Yeah,
great elite running back. You don't get that much talent very like coming just like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it takes time. Like the only other running back that we see that's similar to him is Bijan Robinson. Huge thighs. Like that's the only running back close to him coming out of the draft.
Yeah, I mean his nickname was Saquads, but what I'm saying is the contract that they gave him is for 1 year only, and then he's probably going to hit the free agent market. Probably going to get a contract similar to 10 million. No one's ever hitting that
Yeah,
16 million
no.
mark. It's all the other markets are rising, but the running back market is kind of staying constant.
If anything, it was like when did Christian get his contract extension?
16 million a year for 4 years, 64 million, and that was like 2 years ago, maybe I think when they traded for him.
Yeah, he got it. What was it?
2022.
Right, yeah. So yeah, the running back market has definitely gone down in recent years.
Yeah, I
But
think I think the Giants they didn't want to pay Saquon, and then instead they paid for Daniel Jones because they believe he was the centerpiece of their offense.
big mistake.
Big mistake. That money probably should have gone to Saquon because Saquon,
Was the life of that offense
yeah,
last year.
yeah, and yeah, I mean that's why they made the mistake. Now it's just a 1 year contract. They can't pay both Saquon however much money he's asking for. He wants to get close to that Christian McCaffrey
I'm sure he
contract.
wants to get at least 13.
Yeah,
But
and
no team is gonna at least pay 13 a year, fully guaranteed. No way.
yeah, the Giants definitely can with their $40 million contract. Just two positions, they can't pay $53 million combined for the QB and the running back.
Exactly.
So
And they have no wide receivers, so they're
yeah,
gonna have to get some there too.
yeah. So that's just the running back. Saquon being paid next year is just like probably not gonna happen.
Or at least not by the Giants.
Yeah,
We'll probably see him and Austin Eckler on different teams next year. More likely than not, because no one's gonna pay for them. I mean, at least not the Giants or the Chargers. Most likely, we're gonna see more teams in recent years draft a running back in the second, third, fourth, fifth round.
you're not gonna see them drafting in the first round. I think yeah, like you said, second,
Yeah,
third, fourth, fifth. The movement towards drafting running backs in the first round is also going away.
yeah. I mean, besides Najee and the two this year, Bijan and Jameer, we don't see much of it at all.
And then even when we see a Najee, I mean Najee's not even playing that good. So,
Exactly.
but
So
then a
yeah,
third
makes no
round,
sense.
yeah, exactly. But a third round running back like Devon A Chain
You could
is
cut your losses there.
yeah. You
If
can
he
cut your
wasn't
losses.
cut, you could easily cut him.
It's a low risk, high reward type thing, and think the Dolphins are reaping the rewards from that.
Yeah, like what other like there's a lot of other running backs who are drafted late rounds that produce a lot. Like Raheem Mostert was even drafted, so it's easy to it's easy to get a running back and in late rounds and get consistent production for them for cheap, and then not re-sign them for a ton of money.
I think this whole depreciation of the running back market, I think we can just like if we wanted to highlight one contract with one team that caused this just like not caused, but it was a major factor in
Yeah,
the depreciation of the running back market, I would say it's that Ezekiel Elliott contract with the Cowboys right there.
yeah. I mean that was a huge contract,
Huge. I mean,
6 year, 90 mil.
yeah,
Well, how much is that per year?
15 million per year.
Yep, that's a lot of money.
A lot of
A
money.
lot of
And
money.
that was we're saying 16 million for Christian McCaffrey. That was 2021. 15 million in 2019 for Ezekiel Elliott for 6 entire years for a running back is unheard of
With
almost.
50 mil guaranteed as well. I mean, doesn't make any sense.
$50 million guaranteed, yeah.
I mean, if he gets injured, you can't do anything about it. You're out $50 million. You can't pay that on a Dak Prescott, a CeeDee Lamb. I mean, but now they cut him, so they still have a lot of dead cap, but it's just so much better that they
Yeah.
cut him.
You can't expect Ezekiel Elliott to be I think teams are starting to realize you can't expect the running back that you drafted for those and he played those 4 years as a rookie contract. You can't expect him to be the same player moving on. And that's what happened with
Yeah,
the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott was a phenomenal running back for those first 2 years.
as a rookie, he led the league in rushing yards, and then every year since then, he got worse and worse and worse. I mean, he didn't get worse; he just got lower yards.
Yeah, the 4 years he played was great, and then they just expected him to do that for 6 years more, which just isn't gonna happen with the
Yeah,
amount of
no,
tread they get.
especially yeah, it's hard to get a running back to consistently perform for 10 years.
Yeah, so that I think that's the contract that just scares teams out from paying other running backs nowadays.
And that's why the Patriots only paid 1.1 million guaranteed for him. They're not going to go and splurge for him. They have Ramondre Stevenson, so I believe he's still on his rookie contract as
Yep,
well.
yep. You see all these running back ones with rookie contracts
Yeah,
throughout the league.
as long as you have a good O line, good play call, and then you're really like you're good. That's all you need.
Yeah, talking about Raheem Mostert, Devon. I know we went over them, but that play calling where they get those
The
huge
zone runs,
gaps,
yeah,
it is phenomenal. That is, I think it can elevate. Couldn't elevate any running back, but it is really doing. It is taking a huge weight off the shoulders of the running backs for the Miami Dolphins.
it's all on Mike Shanahan, like their mentality. Like before the Niners had Christian McCaffrey, they had Matt Breida, they also had Raheem Mostert, and they had Elijah Mitchell. All like either fifth, fourth, not very good or not very highly drafted or highly paid running backs.
Not phenomenal in college either, just
No, they're just
run of the mill.
they did really good though in that scheme. So if you want a running back to perform, they don't need to be the best running back. They don't need to be a Jonathan Taylor. They don't need to be an amazing, astonishing, out of this world running back like a Saquon Barkley coming out of college. You just need to have, run fast, shed a couple tackles. Aside, I think you could probably line up behind Tua and then,
I mean,
go for 100.
With that Mike McDaniel
Yeah,
scheme, I think I might get 1 yard even.
I think you probably got 5.
But
Yeah.
I think so too with that scheme.
With my speed, I could probably get maybe 20.
I think
I could run past all the defensive line. No question. With Austin Jackson and Teron Armstead guarding for me and Connor Williams, I mean, I can make it past. I mean,
so. We have a cocky one in here, but
no, I just I work out.
okay,
You see my quads? My quads. They're
they're
very
not that
small.
big.
Yeah,
They're not.
yeah.
I think that's a wrap though for in terms of the running back market.
Yeah, that was a good Saudi bar. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. We hope to see you guys in the next episode.
Yes,
Probably
sir.
releasing next Wednesday.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, give it.
Hopefully, we'll be back soon. Well, can't wait to be back with you guys soon. With that being said, peace out. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a good one.